Welcome to the Flourish with Neural Retraining podcast. I'm your host, Madeline Lowry, founder of Twin Cities Neural Retraining and a certified MAP method practitioner specializing in anxiety, sensitivities, and chronic symptoms and conditions. Join me for episode 79, where I will describe, demonstrate, and teach a simple MAP tool for stress relief. It's called MAP on the Go Advanced. If you are a current client of mine, you are familiar with MAP on the Go, which is a simple instruction you can give yourself after your first MAP session to manage your emotions and more. MAP on the Go Advanced has a few more steps to it and goes a bit deeper. It is a wonderful tool for managing stress and anxiety, even if you've never had a MAP session before, because everything you need to get started is in this episode. As always, we must disclaim that the information we share in the podcast is for educational purposes only. As MAP method practitioners, we do not diagnose or treat disease. Instead, we work with the mind to optimize health. Are you ready? Let's get started. So first, let me explain that recently the MAP Coaching Institute introduced an entry-level certification option. Instead of the 6 to 7 month full MAP method certification program, you could certify in a basic method for stress relief. They call it the MAP Wellness Facilitator Program, and it is currently taught in 2.5-hour classes over 6 weeks. There are no prerequisites for the class, and people of any age from teen to older adult can attend. The only skills you need are to be able to access Zoom calls, the class portal on the web, and have the desire to learn. I hope that the Institute will create a fast-track version of this for people who are already doctors, therapists, practitioners, or coaches, because it is a wonderful tool to add to your existing practice. And the course in its current format may seem a little slow for the first couple of classes if you already have significant training. For the person who is already seeing patients or clients and doesn't intend to convert their practice to MAP completely, this is the perfect tool to add a little MAP magic to your patient visits. Once you've completed the training, you'll be able to use MAP on the Go on yourself, with others, or in group sessions either in person or over the phone or in video conference. A full MAP on the Go advanced session takes about 20 to 30 minutes. But once your clients have been initiated to MAP, you can use MAP on the Go Advanced instructions on the fly and without further preamble. There is a quick initiation for using MAP on the Go Advanced, consisting of a 5-minute video and a verbal or written explanation that could be sent via email in advance of a scheduled appointment. Remember that the initiation only has to be done once per client. I have to admit that as a certified MAP practitioner who has been through the full training, I underestimated the power of this simple tool. I should explain that when I was forwarded the information about the training opportunity and passed it on to a couple of my clients, one of them signed up almost immediately, and I became enrolled in the class as well as their mentor, which I wasn't expecting. Fortunately, as mentors, we don't have to pay for the class, which would be redundant because we've already learned a similar MAP on the Go Advanced protocol as part of the full certification, but we do give up personal time to attend and mentor. So I am not proud to admit that I was a bit surprised and dismayed when I found out that as a result of mentioning the training to my client, I was going to have to cancel my plans for the next 6 Friday nights in order to attend the classes myself. This is not your fault, Aaliyah. And I should also mention that as someone who spends their days on Zoom video conference, the idea of adding another long Zoom session to my week did not sound like the perfect way to start the weekend. And yes, the Institute did offer to place my client, Dr. Aaliyah Paquette, whom you have heard on this podcast, with another mentor for the class, but I was not too keen on that option. If you have heard episode 67, you will know that Aaliyah has been my client for a few years now, and we've worked through a lot of traumas during that time. I wanted to make sure she had a good experience with this training that I had suggested to her without knowing very much about it. Although I was not exactly enthusiastic as a participant at the outset, I did start to witness the magic of MAP during the class exercises and the supervised practices, and that was very exciting and inspiring in a way I had not expected. I saw how even this simple tool allowed the students, some of whom were naturopaths, doctors, therapists, others were lay people, and even one teenager, to alleviate their own stress and to help others. And the way that they were using it was blowing my mind. They were using it at home on themselves and with their kids, their spouses, while walking with a friend, during patient visits, and even to help a nervous passenger while driving. These students were able to use MAP in the moment, in settings and situations I would never dream of doing a full MAP session. And it was so easy to learn that their kids were picking it up and using it on themselves and their siblings and friends. Its very simplicity was its strength, and I started to realize that this would be the way that most people would encounter MAP in the future. Not in a private session with someone like me over Zoom, but from a family member, at school, in the office, on the playground, or from a friend. Now, let me underscore that MAP on the Go Advanced is not the same as the full MAP protocol, and a MAP Wellness Facilitator is not a substitute for a certified MAP practitioner. MAP on the Go Advanced is useful for relieving current stress and anxiety, but it doesn't probe deeper than that, which is exactly why it is safe to use on the go. There's no exploration of contributing traumas, blocks, mindset barriers, parts, or other connections, the way that we do that in full MAP sessions. A wellness facilitator is not equipped to discover and change your patterns or your belief systems. They do not receive guidance from your subconscious mind or help you choose the subject of the session or monitor your processing to discover and alleviate barriers. They are not able to handle PTSD or severe trauma. That is what a certified MAP practitioner is for. The wellness facilitator role is to help people manage their stress in the moment. And part of the reason each wellness facilitator student is paired with a mentor is to have a referral partner for clients with issues that are more complex. So let's talk about the MAP on the Go Advanced protocol. I'm going to review the 4 steps, and then I'm going to teach you how to do it for yourself and others. Now, don't get too excited. This is not the same as the MAP Wellness Facilitator Certification Program. And if you are interested in using MAP on the Go Advanced professionally, I would suggest that you visit the MAP Coaching Institute's website to register for the next training. So in a nutshell, here are the 4 steps of MAP on the Go Advanced. First, there is a preparatory step. This involves watching a 5-minute video about how memories influence our behaviors and responses, followed by a quick explanation of how our higher mind can help you process and clear painful or stressful emotions. This preparatory step only has to be done once. If you are already initiated to full MAP sessions and have seen the 15-minute video and had your introductory MAP session, you can skip this step. So step 1 is to identify a stressor or an issue and rate its emotional intensity from a 0 to a 10, where 10 is the most intense. A wellness facilitator is most helpful for issues that are at a level 7 or less, while a certified MAP practitioner is the better choice for anything higher than an emotional intensity level of 7. The facilitator will then ask your subconscious mind to neutralize the painful emotions around the stressor or the issue. We'll wait a few moments. We'll ask you for some feedback and repeat the instruction if necessary until the intensity is lowered to a comfortable level. Step 2 is to reinforce something positive, an emotion or a thought. How would you like to feel instead? The facilitator will ask your subconscious mind to reinforce what is desired. Step 3 is to identify an action step. What is one action you can take towards progress on your subject? This could be as simple as feeling more at peace or having more clarity, being more present, in addition to concrete action steps depending on what the issue is. In step 4, this is the closing step, the facilitator will ask your subconscious mind to let go of the issue and promote a feeling of peace and gratitude. Now, doesn't that sound simple? First, we identify the issue. Then we neutralize the stress or the anxiety. We reinforce something positive. We commit to taking action if appropriate. And we end by letting go of the issue and reinforcing peace. Now I'm going to do a demonstration from beginning to end, starting with the preparatory steps, so that you can experience this for yourself. Since this is a podcast, we will listen to the 5-minute preparatory video. If you would like to watch the video instead, please click on the link provided in the show notes. I would like to thank the MAP Coaching Institute and Kim Simmons, a fellow MAP practitioner, for creating and making this video available through the Institute's YouTube channel. Let's listen to the MAP Method Brain Training Part 1.
In this first drawing, you see an iceberg. We're using it as a metaphor representing the conscious and unconscious mind. Notice that the unconscious mind is under the water, and it's also many times larger than the conscious mind. You can see ice fragments in the iceberg. In our metaphor, these fragments represent different aspects of your personality or different parts of you. Perhaps there's an aspect of you that desires success, and another part of you that's afraid of success. These different aspects of our personality can create inner conflict and keep us stuck. Now, we've added the superconscious mind, an aspect of consciousness that can neutralize stressful or painful memories and beliefs on instruction. Now, in this drawing, you see a timeline from conception until now. Your superconscious mind has been present since conception and has learned the same language as you and those around you speak. This allows us to communicate easily using everyday language. However, since this aspect of consciousness learns language without any sensory experience or emotion attached to it, it's not affected or harmed by stressful or painful experiences. There's 3 types of memory. Memory 1 develops while the fetus is still in the womb. This memory consists of simple neurostructures or basic connections that are being created at that time. Memory 2 begins to develop a little bit before birth. It keeps developing until the age of 4. Healthy and unhealthy core traits of the personality are formed in this memory. These traits are learned from our parents, siblings, and other influential people in our life. Memory 3 starts to develop shortly before birth and continues until now. We start learning in the womb and continue learning all of our lives. Memories that are used to create the main personality are selected from Memory 3. And learning is, in fact, the creation of memories. A collage of learned memories runs our emotions, behaviors, and our thoughts. Now let's have a closer look at Memory 3. Memory 3 contains active memories and dormant memories. Active memories are used to create our perception, our behavior, and our thoughts. They dictate how we interpret and react to the world around us. Dormant or inactive memories are all the memories you have when you're not thinking about them. Most memories you have are dormant. Now let me give you an example of a dormant memory. I'm going to ask you a question. Notice that since I didn't ask you the question, you don't know what the answer is. In other words, the answer or dormant memory was not triggered. Now, how about if I ask you, when was the last time you rode your bike? Notice that you start to scan memory 3 and the answer gets triggered into your awareness by the question. So you can see that when we trigger a dormant memory, it pops into our active experience. Dormant memories can be awakened or triggered into activity by what we see, hear, feel, taste, smell, perceive, and by other basic needs, such as hunger, love, and safety. This is important to know because sometimes we have to wake up or activate dormant memories for the superconscious mind to neutralize the stress attached to the memory. The superconscious cannot see or treat dormant memories if there's not at least a small amount in the active experience. Now, please note the dividing line, which is being labeled the dissociation process. It's the line between the conscious and the unconscious mind. Its job is to dissociate information that's not needed in the conscious mind by moving it into the unconscious mind. It remains available, so it's still active and contributing to the creation of behaviors, but it's no longer conscious. Some dissociated behaviors are skills, like driving, for example. After driving for a while, you're not aware of your movements and decisions. It's an unconscious competence and you're on automatic. So the dissociation process helps simplify the content and emotion of our conscious mind, allowing us to be better focused and more effective in our lives. Next, the association process is found at the border of the iceberg as seen here. When there's a situation calling for a new behavior or response, it's the association process that allows only the most fitting memories to be triggered into the active experience. If it lets memories in too easily, we might find ourselves distracted by irrelevant thoughts or having a hard time focusing on a task. The superconscious mind can fine-tune the association process to help keep you focused on your goals. In order to neutralize stressful or painful memories, we simply activate a memory or event associated with it and instruct the superconscious mind to neutralize the emotion at a rate that's safe and comfortable, neutralizing some emotion, and then letting the system settle before neutralizing some more. This is how the superconscious mind will do it, so the results are gentle, fast, safe, and long-lasting. You've now completed part 1 of the MAP method brain training.
So that was the training video. And as I mentioned, you can watch that video by using the link in the show notes. Now, I want to review some of the basic concepts from that video. First, I want you to understand that memories form the basis of all of our behaviors and responses. Memories are dynamic and can be changed through a process called reconsolidation. You also learned from the video that there are conscious and unconscious memories, represented by the part of the iceberg that's above the waterline and the part that is below. There are also active and dormant memories. The active memories are represented by the iceberg itself, both above and below the waterline. And the dormant memories are in the metaphorical sea surrounding the iceberg. You know that the conscious mind is the seat of rational thought, and that the subconscious mind stores memories, emotions, and thoughts that may be unavailable to your conscious mind. Then there is your superconscious mind, which you can think of as your higher self, that is able to neutralize stressful memories on instruction. The superconscious can only work with active memories in the conscious and subconscious mind, and that means that we have to place our awareness on the subject for the process to be effective. We can resolve the stress or anxiety around an event by bringing the experience to mind, thereby making the memories active and available to the superconscious. In this way, we can process our emotions and overcome challenges and triggers to experience more peace and relaxation. Now it is time for you to experience MAP on the Go Advanced for yourself. I want you to think of a recent event that made you feel stressed or anxious. Now close your eyes and bring it to mind gently. And rate the emotional intensity from a 0 to a 10, where 10 would be the most intense. If your rating is an 8 or higher, you may want to find another subject for this demonstration or focus on a smaller, less intense aspect of the issue. We want a subject with an intensity rating of a 7 or less. At any point during this demonstration, if you need more time, feel free to pause the episode. Now, if you've identified your subject, something with an intensity rating of 7 or less, I want you to focus on it now. Just close your eyes and take a few nice, slow, deep breaths as we instruct your superconscious mind to treat this. Superconscious, please neutralize this memory and all other memories associated with it. And then please do a massive change history and everything after that. Now I want you to notice what is present for you now. You may notice that the memory feels different. You may notice that other memories or situations have come to mind. You may notice a sensation in your body that wasn't there before. Just take note of what is present. And if the intensity is still there, we can treat it again. So focus on your subject again. Close your eyes and take a few nice deep breaths. Superconscious, please neutralize this memory and all memories associated with it. And then please do a massive change history and everything after that. And now notice what is present for you as you think about this memory now. With your eyes closed, bring the memory or the stressor to mind again and rate the intensity of your original emotion, whether that was stress or anxiety, from a 0 to a 10. If your intensity is a 2 or higher, you might want to give yourself the instruction again. If the intensity is a 2 or less, you may feel that you have sufficiently resolved the painful emotions around this experience. It is your choice. Either way, I will give you the instruction again. Close your eyes, focusing on your memory. Take a few nice deep breaths. And superconscious, please neutralize this memory again and all other memories associated with it. And then please do a massive change history and everything. And now I want you to focus on the issue once more. Feel into the issue and just notice how much of the original emotion is left. Go ahead and rate it from a 0 to a 10. if there is still emotional intensity that you would like to clear, you could rewind and listen to those instructions again, or just give yourself the instruction mentally. Superconscious, please neutralize this memory and all other memories associated with it, and do a massive change history and everything after that. Now, at this point, you may be wondering, what is a massive change history and everything? That is a MAP method term, which is equivalent to something like a search and replace function. So we are having your subconscious mind identify all similar memories of having felt the same way around similar triggering instances or events from the past. And we are asking your superconscious mind to neutralize all of these memories together as a batch. So if your memory is sufficiently neutralized now, we will move on to step 2, which is to reinforce something positive for yourself. When you think about this experience that caused you anxiety or caused you stress, what is it that you would like to be thinking or experiencing instead? This may be one word like acceptance or peace. This could be a positive thought or phrase. I want you to come up with your emotion or your thought that you would like to reinforce when you're faced with a similar stress in the future. Bring it to mind, and then we will ask your superconscious mind to reinforce this for you. Superconscious, please reinforce this thought or this desired emotion. And please strengthen it as appropriate. And do a massive change history and everything after that. And now just check in with yourself and see how that is feeling now. If you would like, you could reinforce the positive thought or emotion again using the same instruction. Or you can move on to step 3, which is about finding an action step. What are some actionable steps that you could take towards progress on this issue? Again, this might be something as simple as wanting to have more clarity, or be more open, more grounded, or more flexible. Or it could be an actual action step that you intend to take after this session in the next day or so. Whatever that is, formulate that step now and commit to it. And now we've reached step 4, where we close the MAP on the Go Advanced procedure. So I want you to take a few moments to breathe and reflect on your new insights or perspectives on the issue that we've been working on. Close your eyes and take a few nice deep breaths. Superconscious, please treat any memories connected with holding on or resisting And then reinforce the thought, I am grateful and at peace. And then please do a massive change history and everything. Now take a deep breath. And I want you to feel that feeling of relaxation and peace in your core. Just notice how it feels. And that is the end of the MAP on the Go advanced process. It is very quick when you are doing it for yourself. It takes longer, as I said. It can take 20 to 30 minutes to do a session with someone else because there's generally more preparation and more talking to set up the session. More time for feedback and repeating instructions, as needed. But generally these are short sessions and easy to do. Now that you understand the 4-step process and have been through it once yourself, please understand that it is not always necessary to do all 4 steps. For example, if you or your child is anxious or upset, it may be enough just to do step 1 and to repeat it a few times until they're feeling better. Step 1 alone is akin to the original MAP on the Go protocol, or what we call MAP on the Go Basic. Now, if this demonstration session helped you, please share this episode with others so that we can raise awareness of the MAP method as a tool for managing anxiety and stress moment to moment. This is especially important for people who are suffering from chronic illness, as managing stress in the moment maximizes their ability to heal. If you would like the full protocol for MAP on the Go Advanced, including the preparatory video and a simple script for doing sessions for your friends and family, please check out the MAP on the Go Advanced course at mapforhealth.us. If you would like to learn more about becoming a certified MAP Wellbeing Practitioner, to add this important tool to your practice, please visit mapcoachinginstitute.com. Thank you for listening. Thanks for joining us for the Flourish with Neural Retraining podcast. Please listen again and remember to follow us and leave a review on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, or Pandora. Check out our free courses about the MAP method and all of our MAP programs at mapforhealth.us, or schedule your introductory MAP session at tcneuralretraining.com. Until the next time, be well and flourish. Content of this podcast, copyright 2024 by Twin Cities Neural Retraining. Music by Barbara Ben.